Hi everyone, this is Birdie from Birdie Speaks. I have another message, quick message for the collective. This one seems to be kind of about love, loving ourselves, loving another, loving our partner, loving our families, love, just love in general. Whenever a love reading comes up, I always like to think of unconditional love, and I get it. I'm going to say something that, we sometimes think is really difficult as humans, to love unconditionally, which means to love without condition. Successful relationships happen when we are in alignment with our true self. We don't need to expect anything from anybody else. We are already giving it to ourselves. So with that, though, let's just kind of see. The first card that we got is the Seven of Cups. Again, this is the Voyageur deck. You will see me use this almost all the time because I love it. So the Seven of Cups, it says on top, fear. A lot of aquatic sea life there. Underneath the ocean, there's a lot of color, but kind of murky up top. The color doesn't feel very fearful, but the murkiness of it all does, and there's like these incredibly odd-looking sea creatures. Maybe fearful. The next card is creativity, Three of Crystals. That would usually translate into the Three of Swords. The crystals, except for, again, this is a very intuitive deck, so it doesn't always read the way a normal deck would read. The last card we have is the Star card. So this is what the Star card looks in this deck. It's very beautiful. The Star card. Man, reaching for our dreams. 17. 1 for new beginnings. 7 for that higher level of understanding. Creates an 8 for manifestation. So are we manifesting love, anybody? Is this what we're trying to do? Are we manifesting a partner? Are we manifesting fixing a relationship is what this really feels like, fixing a relationship. And then we have the Strength card, 3 for catalyst, 5 for change. It's a 35, which equals an 8 for manifestation. But it is the Strength card. It's out of the Wisdom of the House of Night deck, which I've been enjoying lately. I don't know, it was really difficult for me to start reading with this deck, and I let it sit for a long time, and all of a sudden it's speaking. So there's a big old oak tree. Strength. I mean, it's a sturdy tree. That one's not coming up. That one's not getting blown over. That's a very strong, sturdy tree. And then I did pull from my Destiny's Portal, the fairy cards, because whenever I start to feel like this might be a love thing, I like to pull. This deck just kind of always sort of speaks of love to me. The fairies have fun things to say about love. And in the bottom it says innocence. And you see she's holding that child to her breast. It's just beautiful and loving and caring, nurturing. And I believe too that's one of the things. It's we have to nurture our own relationship with our higher self. We have to nurture our own love for ourselves. We have to be selfish. We have to do nice things for ourselves. We really have to nurture that love first before we can go out into the world and be nurturing other loving relationships. But it is such a beautiful thought. I mean, why wouldn't we take care of ourselves like we would take care of a baby, or like we would take care of that special person in our life, that object of our desire? Why wouldn't we do that first? So that's not to get to the last card first, but seeing as how I'm sensing fear at the front end of this, interestingly enough, sometimes I need to read my own readings or hear my own readings. The messaging comes through when I'm reading for you. But fear, Seven of Cups. I'm just going to read how I feel about this card. I think, and this is also with the law of attraction. We get involved in these relationships, and it's this bubble of feeling of like joy and I found my person and everything is going to be great. And he's my person, she's my person. And then we get to know each other. And then we all have past experiences too. And the funny thing is about it is that they will pop up, right? Because they're still in our experience or in our, well, that's not true. It's not really our memory. It's like we then replay in our head the old relationship that didn't work, or the meanness, or the contrast that we found. I don't even want to say meanness, because again, we attract all the time what we get, right? So we start to replay that contrast, the things that, didn't work so well in the last relationship, or how we handled ourselves, or this and the other thing. And then we get afraid. We bring that, all of a sudden we're thinking about that past experience instead of the beauty of the experience right now, because right now it's great. And then all of a sudden I have to go back here and like trigger a memory and think about it and then bring it into the present, into where I'm having fun. Guess what happens to the fun? Well, it gets a little strained, kind of goes away. Because now I'm obsessed with the fear, right? I'm obsessed with what happened. I'm obsessed with the, I just opened that right door, door to the past, and I like looked at it and I brought it over here, and now I've got to figure out how that will not happen to me again, and then the wall goes up, and we're afraid, right? We don't want broken hearts. I get it. I don't. I do this. I'll do it. In fact, I just recently did it. That's true. So the second card, the creativity card. Here we see all of these beautiful crystals. It's like candles. It looks cool and refreshing. It's sunny. There's a green old mountain over here. God, I don't have my glasses on. And this card, I feel like there's like a tall thing of iced tea. How refreshing. Anyway, the card is creativity, and look at all the color and the crystals and the matrices of the crystals and how they're all lined up here. And look at this beautiful idyllic sky and scenery in the background. How do we then, okay, so we just now brought in we just brought in the fear. So how do we creatively, oh man, I'm having a hard time with that word. How am I going to find a creative solution to manifest, to come back to that beautiful place, that manifestation of the love and the fun and the freedom and the bliss and the ease of discussion and the alignment and the energetic match, right? The vibrational match. There's several ways that you can do that with the law of attraction. I mean, you have to, in this, you have to practice this and you have to do this. But when those bad thoughts come up into your head, this is where that pivot, you need to move into a better feeling place. So I'm emotionally feeling now, fearful, tense, stressed. I'm energetically transmitting that to the person, the object of my desire. They're going to pick up on it, and they're either going to go away or match, and then both people are like, fear. So again, you can creativity, I don't know why. You can find a creative situation, creative thought in your head. Again, you might have to go backwards. You might have to go to something simpler or something completely different and off topic to find that joy again, to release that fear. So it might, again, be remembering a time when you got your first roller skates when you were a kid. Go there. How joyful, how playful. All of the things that you want to manifest back into that relationship, you've got to find a place and a way to get back into that joyful state. We don't live, it's not necessary to live in fear. We do not need to be protected. We do not need this defensive wall. We have source energy protecting us all the time. If we're listening to higher self, we will know the next step. There's no reason to be afraid. When it does happen, now we have to go back to kind of like the drawing board, go back to those places that made us feel really good, the good memories. As long as the good memory doesn't trigger something scary, bad, or negative thought. You have to go to a completely different place, even if it's like ice cream instead of the relationship. It seems weird, and it's got to happen because you have to come back to that joy place. And then what happens? Look at Star. You can manifest that most amazing relationship. You can manifest all that love. You can manifest all your dreams. You can manifest, this is all astral and space and the star and wishing and dreaming. Fulfilled hopes, fulfilled dreams. We get to do that when we leave the fear place and find the joy place. And yes, we're human and we have these memories and these things. So we're going to have to come back to innocence. Come back to that innocent place of freedom and joy and bliss and ease and love. Whether it is a feeling that you have from the relationship or a feeling that you have to get from, look at this beautiful butterfly sitting on this flower right in front of my face. That's, the vibration doesn't care. The vibration, like, manifesting is only about the vibration that you're putting out. So if you're in that joy manifestation, this is going to correct itself. I promise you. I promise you. And you have the strength to do so. You are an oak tree. You have the strength to do that. I mean, it seems daunting. It seems scary. We want to put up the wall. We want to give up. We want to forget about it. We want to run away. Run, run, run. Run as fast as you can. What? Run from love? Why? Why would you do that? Would you want to run away from the potential possibility of your star? That fulfillment, that bliss, that easy conversation, that playfulness, romance, all of it. There's a creative solution. There's a creative solution. And if you can catch this fear beforehand, if you can get ahead of the fear, you're in way better shape. Because once the fear hits, now you got some work to do and you've got some practicing to do. You've got to find those positive aspects. You've got to, and again, remember, it's not about the blame, because you are attracting what you are vibrating. So if I blame somebody, it's easy to blame somebody, you know, and then feel bad and like, oh, I'm sad and I blame you because you're not doing what I want you to do. Lame. You can't do it. You can't do that. Once you realize that you're responsible, you have to change your thinking patterns. I am always manifesting what I'm putting out. So whatever the person is reflecting back to me, I've already put out, right? So the work and the creative work that you need to do is to find solutions on how to, solutions and strength to go back to the innocence and the beauty to fulfill your dreams, all of your dreams. And what I'm saying to you is that you need to go back to the place where the joy is, right? When the person walked into your life, you probably didn't even expect it. It was a surprise. You weren't thinking about it. That's usually how they it manifests without you thinking about it and just digging it into the ground. It manifests right out of the blue. It manifests out of the blue because you're not thinking about it, not trying to ruin it before it even shows up. It just shows up. So once it shows up, go straight to the star. Don't sit in the fear place. Don't come up with all the reasons why it's not going to work. Don't come up with all the reasons why you're afraid. Come up with creative solutions. Come up with creative solutions to find that place of bliss, that place of joy, that place of playfulness, that eagerness to enjoy life with that other person. Go to all those fun places. And again, you might have to go off topic to find that joy. It might be in a butterfly. It might be in a tree. It might be in an oak tree. It might be a pretty bird. I don't know what it is, but you're going to have to keep that vibration in alignment with who you authentically truly are in order to find the match, in order to vibrationally match with what is going to be the ultimate dream, right? So I hope this all made sense. It kind of came out really fast. I'm not really quite sure what I said. Anyway, I'm Birdie. All of my information will be below. Please like and share. That's it, I guess. Until I get called again. Namaste. Thank you.